So, my first film. My first film was called Nine. Um, I think the initial idea for it came in, I don't know, 2000 maybe? Maybe even 99. I'm not really sure. But the original idea came when I was working with my friend Rob, who was also the composer for the film. And I just said to him one day, what if you came in tomorrow and found out that I died in a plane crash tonight, last night, whatever. And, we both thought that that would be really strange. Obviously, kind of freaky. So then I said, well, what if you had my time card and it said that I left at 6 o'clock, but the plane that I was supposed to be on left it, took off at 5:30. Whoa, that's kind of Twilight Zone-ish weird. So that was the original idea for it. And, I had that for a while, a couple of years before I actually started doing anything with the film. And I had asked the main character, Kate Failer, or main actress, if she wanted to be in it. I don't think she ever thought that I was ever going to actually make a film. So she's like, oh yeah, I'll be in it if you ever make it, not thinking I would. So then I, kind of just decided, hey, why not? I'm just going to go for it. So I think around 2002, like the very beginning of 2002, I started writing the script. And by that summer, I had a full script. So I called up Kate, asked her if she was still interested in being in it. She said, well, yeah. I think she was in California on vacation at the time. Said, yeah, when I get back. So she got back. I found some other friends to be in it. And, well, I did have to save up my camera, which was a little cheap JVC $400. It was the cheapest mini DV camera I could find at the time. And I still have it, but it's crap. And so I got together some other people who'd be in the film. Rob was recording sound straight to a computer. And, I had no idea how to direct a film. I'd never even written a film before this one, so I just kind of wrote it and hoped it would turn out good. And I'd never directed anybody or shot anything, or I just jumped in and started doing it. I started in 2002 writing, and the film was not finished for 2 years. It was, I think it was February 2004 when it was finished. But, I had no idea what I was doing. I had to, as I said, save up and buy the camera. I also had to buy an editing program, and I'd never edited before, so I had to teach myself how to edit and how to use the program. And so we jumped in and started doing it, and it went fairly smoothly. None of them were actors. They were all just friends who wanted to help me out, and, considering none of them were actors, I think they did a pretty good job. For the experience they had to work with. And so it went pretty smoothly. I think the only tricky thing that we had to do was the one camera move where Kate is laying on the bed on her back and the camera is hanging up above her. And I had this envision when I did the storyboards. I wanted the camera to start over top, facing down on her, as it is in the film, and then I wanted it to rotate down. Well, I also wanted it to rotate this way. So the camera starts up here, right above her, she's laying this way, and then the camera ends up here. So I had two different kinds of rotation, this way and this way. So my brother agreed to help me. He's a mechanical engineer. And we came up with this way to build this big camera boom arm thing that was a big monstrosity. How we ever fit it in Rob's room, I have no idea. We filmed all of the stuff for Kate's apartment, or where Kate lived in the film, was filmed in at Rob's house, the townhouse that they lived in at the time. And we got this big camera boom set up. The legs of it went underneath the bed, and then this arm came up, and it's a big weight on the end. And we tried doing a few runs, and I think my brother had told me to use something like baby powder to put in between the boards, because these boards were tied against each other, to provide some sort of lubrication. Well, I totally forgot to buy baby powder. So I thought, hey, we'll just try powdered sugar. I know you're thinking that's ridiculous, and it was, but we didn't have anything else. So that did not work at all. Very bad. So somebody ended up, it might have been me, I don't remember, somebody had to run and go get baby powder. Then we came back and did it again, and it worked this time. It took quite a few tries to get the thing to work right, but it finally works. So we got all of the filming done. I think the entire film only took 8 total days of filming. We got most of it done in August and September, and then the very last scene that we shot was the one in the grocery store. I knew that I could probably use Stoats' grocery, but I just kept putting off calling him. Finally, it got to January. I called him and set up a day to come and do it. Kate met me down there. It was before work. It was early in the morning. It was about 10 degrees outside. So everybody in there had all these big coats on and big sweaters, and we couldn't get any of them in the film. You know, you notice there's really nobody else in the supermarket when you watch that scene. Well, it's because they all had giant coats on, and it's supposed to be summer in the film. So I am the person in front of Kate in line at the grocery store because there wasn't anybody else who had just a t-shirt on. So, finished editing the film. Took me another year to completely edit it. And then I had to work with Rob on getting the music done. You know, and I kept wanting him to play things that were more dissonant. You know, he's coming up with things that are melodic, and they're great, but they're not quite what I'm going for. So I kept wanting him to do something more dissonant, you know, weirder, and I think at some point he's just like, I just want to play something with a melody, anything. And he did a great job, though. I really think that the music is the best part of that film. Especially the scene where, with the camera boom, where the camera's over Kate's head. I think that music is incredible. He really did a fantastic job. But the film as a whole, it was a great learning experience. I mean, I really had no idea what I was doing, and I think it shows. There are definitely some very rough moments in there, but it's interesting because there are some of my pretty much all of my worst moments on film so far as a director are in that film. But interestingly enough, some of my best moments are in there too, which is kind of an odd contradiction. But as a learning experience, it was fantastic. I probably should not have taken on a project that was that big. I mean, it was a 26-minute film, and I should have done like a 5-minute film, and then another 5-minute film, and slowly maybe worked my way up. But I didn't, so I just kind of jumped in with both feet, and here I am. So, but it was fun, and I mean, all the people who were in it did a good job for not being actors, and you know, I'm happy with my part for it. You know, as a first film, I'd never even made like backyard films at the movies with the friends or anything. I'd never really done anything. So, considering it was the first thing I ever did at all, I'm fairly happy with it. It's not perfect, but I think it, you know, for a first film, it was a good start. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.